This is how Sierra Leone and Liberia can become great. That can become a good big countries. So, for an example, most African nations, they're not even 100 years old. So most African nations, we're not 100 years old. We're relatively young. Same goes for Sierra Leone. Same goes for Liberia. We're relatively young. Sometimes the leaders that are leading these nations, they're even older than the nation itself. They're even older than the nation independent itself. So these leaders that we do have, these leaders are the old leaders. The old leaders already failed us. Based off, you can see some of them sold their nation just so they can have some money in their pocket. Some of them do not care, right? Some of them do not care. We need better leaders. We need younger leaders, more enthusiastic leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traore. We need leaders like that. We need more leaders like that in Africa. The president of Liberia, I think a couple of weeks ago, he got disrespected by Trump. But what did he do? He said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir." He's bootlicking, even though he got disrespected. We need leaders that are actually going to step their foot down and be like, "You're not going to disrespect me. I do not care how big of a nation you are. You're not going to disrespect me. Because if you disrespect the president, you're going to disrespect the whole nation." Right? We need better leaders that are strong, young, and actually have enthusiasm. A lot of these African presidents, a lot of them are very soft, very, very weak individuals. Very, very, very weak individuals. They don't know how to lead. They will sell their country, they will sell their nation to the highest bidder. Right? They will sell their nation. For an example, Nigeria's former president, he did not even die in Nigeria. I think he died in Germany. Why would you have a country like Liberia, one of the biggest countries when it comes to population wise and influence wise, why would you not build foundation in Nigeria to the point that you don't necessarily gotta fly out and go to a different nation just so you can get medical treatment? He died in a different nation. He died in Germany, I believe. While these people suffer, a lot of these leaders, they just do not care. They just try their very best to put as much money as possible in their pockets. They do not care about the people. A lot of the time, once they get their money, guess what they do? They fly overseas. That's what they do. They fly overseas, have a lot of luxury, have a lot of money in the state, have a lot of investment while the people suffer. Countless time they're flying everywhere. They take their kids, send them to the Western world just so they can have their education while instead of building their own nation. There's a song that is called from these Jamaican people. What is it called? Basically, what it means is that before you go to another nation, you gotta fix your own nation first, right? You gotta fix your own backyard before you go to another man's backyard. You gotta make sure your own backyard is good before you go to another man's backyard. That's basically what the song is saying. This is the reason why I like reggae so much. A lot of the reggaeton, a lot of the reggae back in the days were actually speaking fact. They were actually speaking truth. They were actually fighting against the politics. They were actually fighting against the government. But now we have Afro pop beats that a lot of the time they don't even talk about the government anymore. They just talk about vibes. That's all. They don't talk about education. They just talk about vibes. Right. All I'm saying is specifically for this video, we need better leaders. We need strong leaders that are actually going to set their foot down. They're going to lead for the next generation of people. They want to leave a legacy that is going to be so big to the point that the generation before them are going to talk about them in high regards. Instead of being a leader that's going to be, they might not even be talked about anymore. Instead of being a leader they will never talk about, they will just toss you down in the trash bin. This is the reason why a lot of African nations are so poor, are so bad. It's because the leaders are terrible. We have terrible leaders. Terrible leaders. But anyway, guys, that's just the video I have. I know it's a little rant, but if you guys like the video, just make sure you guys leave a like down below. Let's reach like 300 subscribers. I will see you guys when I see you guys.